waste your time today. You remember we've been looking at building fluency, and I'm bringing you the best practice of number talks. And we saw a 3rd grade classroom, and then I put you to a 5th grade classroom. Okay, we're going to move clear back to kindergarten. Yay. And we're going to see a kindergarten teacher. Now, folks, she is not a music major. So she's going to be doing some literacy with math involved, and she's going to be trying to sing along with it. She's an ordinary teacher. She's not math, or she's not a music major, okay? So we're going to cut her some real slack on that. Well, okay, she just is. And kudos to her for letting that video be running while she's doing this, because you know in her heart she knows she's not doing a good singing job. Okay, maybe that's just me being ultra critical. But the point is, we can all do this. We don't have to be absolutely, magalicious in what we're doing. Then after, this is like a 4.5-minute video clip, and we're going to see what they're doing. If you are a K or 1 teacher, pay real attention to the progress that she's doing it and what she's asking the kids to do. You'll get some ideas. Then we're going to skip 1st grade. Why? Just because I want to. And we're going to go to 2nd grade. And we're going to watch again about another 4-minute clip of 2nd grade. And then how she's pointing out and extending the lesson using some pocket charts and resources she's got in her classroom. And then we're going to jump up to middle school. And we're going to go to 7th grade. And we're going to see how it looks like when you've got older kids and the little quirks that come with them. Then I'll get you a document, a where to focus your thoughts document. For the Common Core, we can't ignore any parts of the core. Okay, that's coming to us. But we know that there's parts of the core that may be more important than others. And what are they? Never fear, I've got you covered. K through 8, I've got it covered with the major domains, matches the core, easy to read, non-geeky kind of stuff. So I'll have this resource for you. And this really will be a document that will help you decide, where's that purposeful problem coming from? Where should I start? Just anywhere? Does it matter? Where to focus document's your first place to start. All right, then I'll share with you some additional resources. I'll share with you where to get some blackline masters for 10 frames and dot cards and all that stuff. And some resources that have some problems already developed with a nice sequence for you, so you don't have to go out and rack your brain to come up with something. And I tell you all this because I'm back again on February 11th. Okay, January 20th, time passes, February 11th, here in a flash of an eye. I want each of you to try number talks for 5 times. Okay, 5 times, that's the expectation. And I want to share out. I want to know, this made me crazy. This didn't work well. I was surprised by this. Kids didn't have a clue on, kids really got, those kind of things. It's a sharing out of how it's going. Because truly, if Smarter Balanced is on the horizon, students need to be able to explain. Here in elementary, we've got to move them from concrete to representational to abstract. Concrete, touching stuff. Representational, after you touched it, how do you write it down? And then how do you get it into a number form and think about it? And number talks are a spectacularly effective way to do that. That's my plan. You all in? Okay.
I have a question about
Sure.
the number talks. Diane.
Yes.
Okay, we do daily word problems every day.
Mm-hmm.
And we go through the problem on the board. I mean, it's graded, but we talk about different ways the kids got their problems.
Mm-hmm.
Can that be considered a number talk, or would you like something a little different?
That's probably a number talk at this level, and I want to start down here at ground level instead of skyscraper things. I want to see the computation of the basic things, the basic operations first. And are you 5th or 6th?
Well, it's basic operation.
Okay, but you're going to, is it a part, whole, a part, what do we know, what's extraneous information? All that's built into words. I'm looking at tossing out just symbols and numbers to start with.
All right.
And then problem solving is very critical. And that's where we're talking about those low floor, high ceiling tasks coming in.
Okay.
And that's going to be working on our depth of knowledge levels in the core. But for a number talk, basic.
Here's a, for instance, today we had a problem that was 1/4 divided by 1/2. Just that.
Sure.
And that was in our beginning problems that we do. And
Like a DMR and mental math,
right,
those kind of
right,
things. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
And so I asked them how they solved that. And I had one student tell me how to do it correctly, because I knew the Tag Math boys had been working on that. And so he explained it. But I had another student say, well, I got the same answer. I said, well, how did you do it? I took 1/4 and I divided it by 1/2. I just wrote it out, 1/4 divided by 1/2.
1 divided by 1 was 1, 4 divided by 2 was 2. Does that always work?
I guess she didn't explain it that way. So then I talked about maybe drawing a picture and I drew a 4-block picture.
Sure.
And then I cut one of those into half.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here you have 2 halves that make, but you have.
So this would be what I would do with that kid who said, well, I just did numerator divided by numerator, denominator by denominator. I'd say, prove to me it always works, and give you 5 different examples with different combinations that aren't so nice, like 5 divided by 3.
Right. Okay.
Issue.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So that's where I would go. And 5s and 3s would be very much within their realm of understanding, but you know, a 5th divided by a 3rd, and you have to get that 3/5 business would be different.
Okay.
But probably to allow everybody to join in on the conversation and experience number talks, it might need to be that basic computation of just adding
It does.
whole numbers.
And 3 to 5, grade 3 to 5 teachers, or even 3 to 6, don't think dot cards are just for your little bitty developing subitizing critters. Okay, that's not it. Because you could flash it up and say, I want that what you just saw, and I want the 5th multiple. Oh, suddenly, I saw a 4, 5th multiple. 4 times 1, 4 times 2, 4 times 3, 4. Oh, 16, I've got it. You know, that's high level thinking. How did you think about it? Those kind of things. So dot cards are not little kid stuff. I mean, it's really
I
good.
got that book that you had mentioned, that number talk book. Katie had checked it out from Heartland, and it's got by grade level,
Does it?
like I copied
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Just to get me started, I know. Get
Didn't
me
hear that,
started
that's okay.
on problem types that
That
went
video
together.
that's going, we didn't
Okay.
hear that bleep,
Yeah,
bleep.
I know.
So do
I
you
know.
still have it?
Yeah, I think it's in the Heartland thing.
I'm going to
go back.
talk to Judy about purchasing a couple of
Okay.
different spans, yeah.
Okay.
Well, we need to get some resources.
And I've got some things that are online that are free and copyright violation free, blah, blah, blah.
Last year, we went to see a lady for guided math, Nikki Newton, Dr. Nikki Newton, and I follow her blog. And last night, she blogged about that book.
About this book?
Yeah, that's been in a lot of math stuff that
Oh,
I follow
it's because
right
it's
now.
exceptional best practices. And it should not stop with elementary. I mean, it should go clear through our college. It should be teacher preparation as well. And there's a Kathy Richardson book coming out in April that'll take it with developing ideas for 4 through 12, so it's easier for teachers as well. It's just still impressive.
Well, it's hard for teachers that weren't taught those kind of things.
None of us.
Oh my gosh.
There's not a
Yeah.
one of us. And so by the time you think the generation we're teaching now is out in the classroom teaching, it's going to take that long for this movement to get gaining hold. Just think of that. You're developing the teachers of the next generation. And that's important. And it's different than our model and our parents' model and our grandparents' model and the one-room school model. It's different. So it's going to take a huge amount of time to build this. But conceptual understanding is much deeper. All right, with that, let's see if I can get where I want to go. So, yeah, let's just kill that. And I have no idea how the level of volume is going to come up, so if you jump, I won't laugh long. Okay, and we're going to go to the counting books, and it's about 5 minutes here, and I'll move and kill the lights in just a second as soon as I know I'm good with sound.
We've been reading some books. We've been reading some counting books. Tell me what you know about counting
Good.
books. What do you know about counting books?
They start with 1 or 0.
Okay, and then what?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay, so sometimes they do that. What else do we know about numbers? They can go backwards. So what might they start with?
10,
And then what?
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
That's right. Have we read any other kind of counting books?
The highest numbers.
Okay. What else?
It helps you know how many animals.
Okay, so the number on the page might show how many animals are on the page. Okay. Christian, do you want to say something else about that?
They have 2.
Sometimes they have cubes on the side to help you count what page you're on.
They skip count. Sometimes they skip
Sometimes they skip count.
up to 20.
Oh, so it might go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then skip count to 20.
And then
kindergarten.
Nice. That's right. Are you ready? We've read several versions of this, 10 in the bed. Yes, well, this is a different version, and we're going to sing this one. And I want you to show me using your fingers what number we're on. Are you ready? 10 in the bed. There were 10 in the bed, and the little one said, roll over, roll over. They all rolled over, and Hedgehog fell out. Bump. How many should be left? 9. Show me 9. Caroline's got 9 on her hands. 9. 9. What does 9 look like? 5 and a 4? Okay. There were 9 in the bed, and the little one said, roll over, roll over. So they all rolled over, and Zebra fell out. Ouch! How many are left? Okay. What do you have up to show 8? 5 and 3. Is there another way to show 8? You have. Okay. And there were 8 in the bed, and the little one said, roll over, roll over. So they all rolled over, and Ted fell out. Ted, he's the bear. Oh. How many are left? 7. Show me 7. 7. See 7. And then what do you have? 2 and 5. What do you have, Zach? 2 and 5. 7 in the bed. And the little one said, roll over, roll over. So they all rolled over, and Croc fell out. Croc. Thump. Crocodile. Okay, so if 1 fell out, how many are left? 6. And Zach's already got up his 6. What do you have showing 6? 1 and 5. What do you have, Jalal? 3 and 3. Caden? 3 and 3. What do you have, Jesselyn?
I have 6.
What do you have? What do you have in this one? And 1 and 5 makes 6. All right, ready? There were 6 in the bed, and the little one said, roll over, roll over. So they all rolled over, and Rabbit fell out. Bonk. Look, he bonked his head. What's left? 5. I see 5 with 1 hand. Can you show me 5 with 2 hands? Using 2 hands, can you show 5? What do you have, Arzu?
Did you see the kid do this? No, not 5.
How many? 4 and 1. Ready? 5 in the bed, and the little one said, roll over, roll over. So they all rolled over, and Mouse fell out. So 5 in the bed, so they rolled out. How many are left? 1 rolled out. 4. Can you show me 4? What do you have, John Matthew? 2 and 2. What do you have? 2 and 2. What do you have? 4. And how many on your other hand? None. What's another word for none? 0. There was 1 in the bed, and the little one said, I'm cold, and I miss you. So they all came back and jumped into bed. Hedgehog, Mouse, Nellie, Zebra, Ted, the little one, Rabbit, Croc, Bear, and Sheep. 10 in the bed, fell fast asleep. Good job. The end.
Show me 4. Now, think of all the kindergartner kids who are going to be absolutely thrilled that this is, Lord, what do you mean I have to do a different way? That's extreme thinking for kindergarten, to be able to do any of these other combinations. You know, whatever. Okay, so that's good thinking. Where did she stop and say another word for none? Yeah, 4 and none. What's another word for none? 0. And working on 0 is a number. That's tough for kids. They're all gone. I don't have any. What is that showing at 0? So questions on that one? Okay, if you still have this book around, 10 frames and dot cards is wonderful. 10 frames and dot cards. This is that same Melissa Conklin. She has a whole book developed on different ways to get that going. It's a Heartland resource. So that teacher who was showing all of these, this is a good resource. It's in Heartland's web library. 2, maybe 3 copies of it. And she also has one out using a 100s chart. I know we're supposed to go to 120 now, adapt. It'll still work, okay, because it came out in 2012, is the edition for that book. Can we move to 2nd grade?
And while Diane's doing that, I will contact Judy and see what funds we have available. What do you think? Well, best case scenario would be to get everybody a copy of the book, but could we live with spans, or do we need one per grade level for the number talks, or what do you think we need?
No, I would think a span.
Yeah.
At least, I mean, because most of mine, I mean, you know, once I've made the dot cards, I don't need the book anymore. I mean, I've got the dot cards made and there. But yeah, I mean,
So
we
maybe
had a
just
couple
one
floating
per
around.
span,
I would
and
agree.
then look at maybe getting those resource books
Yeah.
too, about the, okay.
Are you talking 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, Diane?
Well, probably like,
Stopper.
You might want to share their answer.
Sorry, where's
Crystal
my
says
stop?
Agree.
Okay, who could
Okay,
defend
sorry,
that?
I did not mean to preempt your discussion, I have my
No, you're
stop
fine.
thing buried, okay? Well, you know, when you use a different projector, how your screen on your computer does not look normal.
Yep.
Mine's wonked out to the nth degree back here. I'm just like Braille here looking for it. 2nd grade, as you're looking to this, listen to how she's making the students go back and explain. And when the teacher, you know your kids, you look them in the eye, you know what they're thinking or not thinking. So she took this extra little kid and went over to a pocket chart, and I find this a really great extension. So let's spend 2 or 3 minutes and see if I can get this to go back now. Play, please.
You might want to share their answer. Crystal says no.
Agree.
Okay, who could defend it though? Madeline, defend it. Everybody's listening to Madeline.
15 plus 15 is 30, plus 1 more is 31.
Could you do me a favor, just to help me? Can you prove that makes 30?
5 plus 5 is 10, and the 1s are the 10s. 10 plus 10 is 20, plus another 10 is 30.
Okay, so if I heard you right, you said these are 10s, and 10 and 10 is 20, plus 1 more 10. Okay, different way of thinking about it. Lena.
The 1 and the 16 and the 15 are 2 10s,
Okay.
and I took 1 away from the 16 but didn't give it to the 15.
I want you to notate
Okay,
this.
so you took 1 away from here,
Yes.
just kind of hung it.
Yes. And then there were 2 15s, and 10 plus 10 equals 30, and plus 1 more equals 31. I have a new one.
Okay. What did you do?
It's 16 plus 15, and I added the 2 10s, and 10 plus 10 equals 20, and 6 plus 5, that equals 11, 20 plus 11 equals 31.
Can you show me that jump on the 100 chart, please? What number do you want to start at? We'll start at 11. And can you show me plus 20?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Okay. Is there any other quicker way that you could know that that was 20? Plus 10 would land you where? Plus another 10 would land you 31. What would this be? That would be 11 plus 30. Okay. Is there another way we could solve this?
You add 5 of the 16 to the 15.
So you took 5 of this and gave it to the 15,
And that equals 20.
and that equals 20.
And then I'm left with 10. I'm left with 11.
You're left with
And
11.
11 plus 20 equals 31 because 11 plus 10. Because 20 plus 10 equals 30.
And that's the same jump that Nate just showed us.
Except it's kind of in a different way.
It's except it's in a different order. Okay?
Comments on that?
Yeah.
That's a second grader. I found it interesting when she took him over to the hundreds chart. And where do you want to start at? Well, he was good. I'm going to start 11. And then he went 1 to 1.
I'm surprised too.
And I went, really? Second grade, still doing 1 to 1? Okay, she let him do that and prove what is there. Comfort zone. Other kids aren't hackling him or anything. It's good. And then she took it. Well, is there an easier way? And then wait time. Nothing. So what would it be if you, and she chunked it in groups of 10. And then he was able to do it. Then she thought, okay, I'm going to check. And she extended it on beyond the problem. And did you think he understood it, moving by 10s and the hundreds chart at that point? And that was very powerful. Did that look doable? Now, she already had her kids sitting there. She already had the problem up on her whiteboard. She was already going through, show me your answer kind of thing. Answers came out, defend your answer. She only had one up there to defend. Nobody had something else random. Oh yeah, in a perfect world, you're only going to get one answer. Don't expect that. Expect to have 4, 5 different answers come up. They just will, because they all want to be heard whether they like it or not. They're going to pop out a number. Their favorite basketball number is going to come out. That kind of thing. So
last week you made the comment, don't tell them whether their answer is right or wrong, let them defend. And I've done it since you were here last.
Yay!
And I found that to be the hardest part because like yesterday someone gave me a totally out there answer and I just wanted to say, oh my Lord, what have I taught you? But I just tried to keep and then as he started talking through it, he's like, oh no, that's way wrong. And that's obviously the point of it, to get to that point. But I found, and the first day I caught myself saying, oh yeah, good job, you got it just how I would do it. And I was like,
yeah,
that's
and then
not
your
really
little
what
teacher
I
pleaser students want to just model what the teacher wants.
Yeah.
I want to do what the teacher wanted me to do. That's nice, but it's not what I'm after.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's that drama skill. I really have to practice that too. Not to be totally shocked like, what planet are you from? Kind of thing.
And the ones that have been wrong, once they start talking through, have been able to figure out the answer and realize.
Okay, you ready to go upper level to get a different feel? If our junior high teacher was here, I'm sorry, his name just keeps going out of my head. Okay, if he was here, we would spend a heck of a lot more time on this particular problem. We've got 2 teachers in the room. It's a co-teaching environment where I have a main classroom teacher and a supporting teacher. And I don't know if it's supporting with special ed or supporting with technology or supporting because of behavior. I don't have that information. But I've got 2 main teachers in the room, okay? And this is a 7th grade classroom. This is in an environment where it's one of those early out schedules and the bells are all messed up and nothing's going quite right. You know how daily life in school. Okay, so they're trying to get an extension of a problem going on, and I'm going to let you watch 7 or 8 minutes of it, then we'll stop it, then I'll take, it's like 19 minutes long. You get the whole kit and caboodle here. You get to see all the student discussion of, 7th graders. But then I'll take you to the last 2 or 3 minutes and listen to how the teachers have gone around and they've collected ideas for different people to share their strategies and then how they extended it for that real higher order thinking. Now, even though this is 7th grade, I would take this kind of strategies down 5th, 6th grade as well. And so let's see if this will...
Is it okay, Diane, to do number talks and have partners work to defend an answer?
Sure.
Or is it better to have an individual do it?
You're going to see it turn to your partner and talk and come to conclusion in this
Okay,
particular one,
alright.
and that's fine, as long as you don't have someone always dominating. Because you'll get someone who said, what do you think? Yeah, I'm good with that. Instead of developing their own. All right, so let's try.
Hey, so Ms. Miller and I have another problem for you today for number talk. And we're really interested how you're going to solve this one. So we're really curious about the strategies that you might use. We're going to start like we've done in the past, where the first time we look at it, we're just going to think about what's the story, what's happening in the problem, how is it the same as other problems we've been doing, and how might it be a little bit different than what we've been doing. What are we trying to figure out? We're not trying to solve it yet. We're just trying to make sense of what we're being asked to do, okay? And remember when I put the star up, that means that we're doing quiet think time, all right? So today's problem, Vinay bought her new iPod at 40% off the original price and paid $54.
How much money did she save? Quiet think time. What are we being asked to do? How is the same and how is it different from other problems that we've done in the past? Just think time. I have to say, I think that that's the most seriously you ever took the think time. Okay, just a minute. You're going to turn and talk to your shoulder partner about your ideas around the problem and what we're being asked to do and how it might connect to other problems. We're still not solving it yet. And I'm going to ask that the person that you're sitting next to who has the longest hair share first.
We have to work backwards to find how much the 40% off is. Yeah, it's like the same thing as the other ones because this time there's only 1% and the ones before there's 2. Yeah, and they both for both of the and cushions you have to work backwards.
I didn't find the original price of it. We're not finding the original price, we're finding how much you saved. Oh yeah, but we have to find the original price first before we can find out how much you saved. Okay, how do you think we're supposed to get the original price? I don't know, do something before you present. Okay. Do you have to multiply it? I guess. I'm not sure. If you're just a guess and check way, but that's not good.
So how is that different from the, let's say, the one that we did earlier this week with the $18 and Michelle and Ashley?
They had 25%, but then she had another 25% off others.
Okay. So how is this one different than that?
It's only 40% off more.
So if it's 40% off, if it's 4, it will be 60%. 60%.
Nice job. I also hear some people starting to think about now, how am I going to solve the problem? So that's what we're going to do next. So we're going to take a few minutes to now mentally solve the problem. And we're going to really try not to write in the air and write on our desks. We're going to try to do it here, okay? Because I know that's been really hard. And remember that when you have a solution and a strategy, you're going to show Ms. Miller and me by putting your thumbs up. Or if you've gone as far as you can by yourself and you're ready to talk to a partner, then you're going to put your thumb up. Okay? So whenever you're ready to talk, that's when you're going to show us your thumb. If you have a solution and you're still waiting for others to respond with their thumb, then keep trying to find another strategy. Okay? Quiet think time. Let's see how we do solving the problem.
Seventh graders being quiet, that's quite a feat.
Remember that your thumb tells us that you're ready to talk. You either have a solution or you need to talk to a partner to come up with one. You've gone as far as you can.
When you're ready to talk, put a thumb by part.
This time we're going to turn and talk to our partner. And we're going to share two things, our solution and our strategy when you're ready. Okay?
Are we supposed to subtract 4?
60%. 60 divided by 60 divided by 3 is 20.
So discounted.
54 divided by 3 is 18. 18 times 2 is 36. 54 plus 36.
So do you want me to share or do you want to share?
About $20.
Because I just signed $54 and 40%. What did you get? How did you get $21.60? 54 and 40 it's the same way. $54 times 0.4, $36. But the total is 54. 90 subtracted 36.
So if 65 was too low, then what do you think might be a reasonable guess for your next guess?
I'm like
80? Are you good with 80, Jackie? Okay, so now take me through your process with 80.
80, I found 8%, 10%, and that's $8. Then times it by 4, and I got 32. 32 minus 80 equals 32.
With her on that, Michelle, do you agree? So what would 80
minus
minus 32 be?
equals 56.
Oh, 48.
48.
So are you closer or further away? Okay, so your first guess gave you what? You said $36, right? And this one, you got 48, is that right? So do you need to go up or down? Up. 120? Do you need?
Okay, I'm going to pause it right there. Do you think that teacher has known her students well enough to know this group needs extra support? So they're over there and they have no clue, so they're into the guess and check. But that's still okay because she's getting at their thinking, and they're doing a lot more math because they're doing the problem with all these other numbers. They just don't know it. But they're still getting a strategy. Are you okay with that? Okay, now, I'm going to really jump ahead here, but this is actually from the beginning, from the launch, and that pause and when she got the kids to be so quiet, she had drawn a star on her whiteboard. Then they want her on the talk, erase the star. She wants them quiet, up goes the star. I hadn't seen that kind of stuff before. Working for this classroom, you might give it a shot. Okay? Now, they have a whole bunch of sharing, so let's just skip. Can you see in the back?
Original price, so you knew that you had to figure out the.
Can you see in the background she's got a whole bunch of posters? Anchor charts from prior lessons. Kids get stuck, here's where I've been in the past. Anchor charts, and they're writing on paper and they'll make and they just keep transferring these papers all over their walls. I don't know that they can see much concrete in their room because there's papers everywhere. But those anchor charts are a strategy as well. And we get to the very end here. Bell's gonna ring. She's trying to get them out the door. And let's jump in here.
Because that's the difference between the original price and the price she paid.
Very nice. That's the difference between the original price of 90 and then the price that she paid of 54. I think we're going to do tomorrow, and this classes will continue for tomorrow. But we did want to do one quick thing before you guys left. Okay? So we're going to put up the distractor questions. You remember what we've been doing with the number questions? And if we put it here, can everyone see it? Yeah? Okay. And what we want you to do is we want you to pick one of these and try to figure out how somebody might get that answer. What math might they do to get one of the distractor choices? Okay? Oh, it's not working.
Okay, so technology doesn't work and she wastes a minute doing that. The bell rings and then she has to readjust. My point of making you see that is this number talk developed ideas, partner strategies going back and forth, and took it for a homework assignment. Here's the wrong answer, here's a distractor answer as they're preparing for their basic skills kind of test at their community. And then so they can help realize, these answers are going to have distractors, I need to be good in my thinking. I thought that was powerful. Questions on that? I have that link if you want to see it in its entirety. I can certainly send that off to you. That's not an issue. What I want to do now is go back to here and tell you about this Where to Focus document. So, great. How about you take that one and I'll get it back here. This is a K-8 document, and you just have to flip through to find you. I'm giving you 3, and I pop one over. Yeah, she's got you there. This document comes from Achieve the Core. This is not Iowa Core. Second grade teachers, time and money's not in here. So you know the additions that have been added by Iowa, they're not in here. That's the only thing that's different. So as I'm looking at this document, I'm going to be looking at, pick any grade, I don't care what grade, they're all the same. Underneath the black bold, it says, students should spend the large majority of their time on the major work of the grade, shown by the filled-in box. supporting work by the open box, and where appropriate, the open circle, can engage students in the measured work of the grade. Okay, we have to teach it all. But where do I spend my time? Those closed box concepts. So when I'm starting to do my number talks, isn't this a deeper thinking? Yes? So my number talk should probably focus on those closed-in boxes for your grade level. So that's what this focusing the core is. The major work, I would pull my number talks from here. You know, if I had started this in August, I might get to the open boxes by now, and I might get to the open circles by May. But the major work's gonna be there, and that's what this document is. Now, let's talk about other resources that you can work on. If you just Google this last name Van de Waal, John Van de Waal has been writing great resources since, I'm gonna say, the late 90s, all right? He's got new materials out now, 2014 or 15 copyright, one of those two. And he has them in grade bands. There's a K2 Blackline Master Kit, there's a 3.5, and there's a 5.8. And so if you're looking for some Blackline Masters to pop up, to photocopy, to give your kids to work in kind of thing, it's there. But this one right here is Abso-Mag. Okay, it's absolutely maglicious. That's absolutely, this is the one you want to do. So I'm going to let you copy this one down, or you can email me and ask me to send it to you. But I'll show you this link in just a minute and why I recommend it for cutting down on the work. Oh, look, here comes the phone out to send it to you.
Yep.
schoolwires.henry.k12.ga.georgia.us/page/37071. Okay. Now I'm gonna pop out. Did you grab most of these, more of these for your
Yes,
teachers?
I do have the three there.
Okay, if you want more, I have more.
Okay.
Would you like to go see that, yes?
Sure.
Okay. So I think I actually have it pulled up so I don't waste time. Be a good computer, go there. Okay, that's what this site's going to look like. Take a look at this. Edition number talks used in the following order. Each one of these are PowerPoints that might have, 40 or 50 slides in there to help you through. So would we agree that rational number work would be major work of the core? So adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, and let's just go to doubling and halving. Here comes a PowerPoint, we pull it up, and this particular PowerPoint has 41 slides, and look, here's my first ideas of problems coming on. So if I want to work on doubling and halving strategies and building about, I got problems that I don't have to worry about creating, duplicating, works really well. And they have them in different categories, so let's see, there's a category 3. So suddenly category 4, I'm working with my 12 multiplication tables, suddenly it doesn't feel like second grade anymore. And it's moving up through the ranks. And so I do find decimal work in here as well, so don't think it's going to be just beneath you if you're a higher level grade. So I wanted to point that out to you. Okay? That's what that resource is, and that's that School Wires Henry. I find a lot of good stuff from Georgia. The beauty of the Common Core is when so many states have adopted it, we've got the brain power from many, many places. And that's very helpful when it comes to this kind of stuff. Our job, basically, is to make our students fluent. I've got 2 slides with quotes directly from our principles of mathematics, the guiding principles for all math teachers. I don't care if you're preschool, I don't care if you're graduate. We have to be fluent. And this is a quote, I'll let you read it to yourself. Do number talks approach that? In like every way? All right, let's go foundation building. Another quote directly from the principles to action. This isn't timed tests, is it? This isn't trying to build memorization through just rote, pound it in. This is developing conceptual understanding to understand how it's going to look in numbers, in words, in drawing it out in pictures. That's what we're trying to do. So, your charge. I want you to enhance your teaching. You're doing good things, let's ratchet it up. I want you to do number talks. I want you to take a risk, take a challenge and try them. And I want to have, before we come back on February 11, 5 different times. Now, I want this to be a share-out procedure, and I really want the in the trenches talk. This was rocky. This went well. My kids wouldn't talk to me. They were afraid. They wouldn't respect other answers. Whatever came out, I would like us to have that share-out time. Yes? Now, if you want any kind of particular resources, if you want to know, do you have enlarged dot cards already made? Why, yes, I do. Do you have 5 frames, 10 frames, 20 frames? Why, yes, I do. If you have a particular need, drop me a note. This is me. droyer@heartlandaea.org. And just say, hey, Diane, do you have such and such? And if I don't have it, I'll hunt it up. And I'll send you a PDF, and you're good to go. Easy?
Yep, thank you.
Okay. Enjoy. See you in a couple weeks.